Hello and welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Eric, joined once again by Angel.
Hello.
We're bringing you some One Life to Live from January 14th to the 22nd, 1986. Tell me over all the credits and we'll chat. So, how fun was this?
This was a lot of fun.
Right? I was so excited. I thought I was like, I didn't know what was going on in 1986. And I think when we did the Vicky splits, this is, I guess, like still kind of that storyline because I think we
hmm
started in 85, I think.
I think it was 85, yeah.
Because she's Nikki still. So it reminded me of like Jessica and Natalie because remember Jessica
Oh,
was
yeah.
what was her split?
Tess.
Tess. For like years it felt like. So,
Felt like years.
and I'm like I guess they just like let them out on their own because like so Vicky is Nikki and everybody knows it.
hmm
And she's just like, I'm Nikki. And they're like, okay, that's cool.
Okay,
Oh,
I
that was
mean,
weird.
it's not the first time you were Nikki.
Very weird. So, some characters we have in 1986. We have it looks like Larry, Mimi, Tracy, uh, what are they called? Triangle type thing.
hmm
Tracy's obsessed with Larry, it seems like, or crushing on very hard. Um, and Mimi is dating Larry, is
hmm
what I got from this. And then we have Delilah in the mix. Delilah's just like friend of everybody, it seems.
Yeah.
Um, we have Clint and Nikki basically are in this storyline together.
I
Um,
thought her name was Dee Dee.
Dee Dee was with Bo.
Oh, duh. I don't know why I confused Clint and, Clint and Bo.
Yeah, Dee Dee's with Bo.
Dee Dee,
And
so Dee Dee's
then
with Bo. Yeah.
Joy is her sister, which I never ever heard of Joy. I heard of Dee Dee, but I never heard of
I have
Joy.
heard of Dee Dee.
And Joy is with this guy, Chip, who seems like a delinquent,
hmm
or something's going on. There's murders going on.
There's something going on.
Yeah, there was two deaths I think we have.
hmm
What was the one death? Like they keep saying, oh, Laurel. Laurel's a death, and I forget who the other one. I have it like in my notes
It
somewhere.
was and I just watched this. It was I forgot her name. The one who was the one who when they told her she was crying. I know you mentioned her name.
No, no, there was two deaths before her. There was
Oh, there were two.
Laurel
That's
and some
okay.
other death, and then we'll get to that one when like
Okay.
later, I think. Yeah, so then three deaths total now. And they're blaming this person, Ivan Kipling. I don't know who that is.
Me neither.
And we didn't see this person, I don't think either.
I don't think we have.
Um, and then we also have this crazy group of Pamela and Jeb, and Jeb is Asa. So he's having what is he, two families, I guess,
Yeah,
which really confused me. And then he's dating Dorian, it
he's saying
seems.
Dorian. Yep. Which I forgot. I didn't. I was. Now, mind you, I was watching One Life to Live. Maybe like I know my mom checked it out in like '95 ish. I
Right.
remember the opening was that like Dove commercial opening. But then when I checked out on my own, like '98, when I checked out a lot of soaps on my own,
Yeah,
I always wanted uh Asa and Dorian to be together, and I didn't realize that they were together
they were, yeah.
when I was born. So
I remember Dorian talking about them being together. I don't think they ever married, but I knew they were involved at
yeah, I don't
one
think they.
point.
No, he married Blair, which is who's a Ukrainian
Right,
person.
right. And then we have a character of Woody who directed the movie that Mimi is in. And is Bo in the movie too? I'm confused
I don't
with,
know. I know he's Bo's best friend because he mentioned it when and he mentioned it at one point.
So that's kind of funny that it would be Bo's best friend too, because he's only in it for a year. So I'm like, oh, that's some best friend. Only in
Yeah.
the show for a year. Um,
But I
and
think
that
part of that is
guy,
that I think this may be the last that we see of Robert S. Woods because he. So fun fact, he actually wound up on Days of Our Lives for about I don't even know how. I think it was like maybe like under a year. So
and
he
then went
was
back
off
to
of
One
One Life
Life.
to Live. Yeah,
Interesting. I wonder why. And we also get Tina. Lots of Andrea Evans as
Tina.
Tina. So I didn't know what Tina was doing. So yeah, I don't know. Is she like a scammer or is she like I don't know. She just seems to like stir
Seems
shit
like
up.
she's friends
She
with
like
Pam.
yeah, she's friends with Pamela. And that's what I was really confused with that whole Asa and Jeb. So Asa was on Phil Carey plays him obviously. Well,
Mhm.
for people that don't know. From 1980 to 2008. So Asa was already on for 6 years at this point. So where did this Pamela come into play, I wonder? Like, was he with her? Because she said later on that she was with him for 10 years. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm really confused.
So I'm thinking it's like a bigamy situation.
Right, but like, was he with her for 6 years on the show, like flying back and forth? Like, I don't know. I'm
I
really
wonder if it's
confused
a
by that.
retcon.
And then
Like
we have Bobby Blue. And
it's a
did you
fun name.
recognize that actor?
They look familiar.
It's Blair Underwood.
I knew. Okay, I want. That's okay. I was looking. I was looking at him. I was like, "That's Blair Underwood from L.A. Law, isn't it?" I was like, "It's
Uh-huh.
Blair Underwood." Yeah.
And most recently, he was in that movie Long Legs. I don't know if you heard about it,
Hmm.
but it's Nicolas Cage is in it. He's in that. He's the FBI agent, the lead FBI agent.
Hmm.
And he was also in his other soap connection is Dirty Sexy Money, which did you watch that? So yeah, so Bobby Blue is Blair Underwood, who plays Bobby from 86 to 80 or 85 to 86. Sorry.
I
Yeah,
think
I
he
didn't.
went to L.A. Law after this.
Yeah, he went to LA Law right after this.
Yeah,
That's why he left, apparently, to move to LA and make it big. So that's what he did. LA Law.
good for him. Now
I think he did like
I love the
72
scenes
episodes.
between him and Vicky, but we'll get to that later.
All right. So yeah, we had some real songs here too. And how about Cool in the Gang?
Cool in the Gang. Oh my gosh, that was
Yes,
great.
Cool in the Gang guest starred. I was like, I do not remember hearing about this. It's so funny.
The only like musical guest I heard on this show in the 80s was P.B. Bryson, who did the theme song,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
he actually did the whole like a whole version of the theme song. So
So it starts out with like Larry Wallach, who's the doctor from like the 70s, 80s. I forget if he started in the 60s. I don't
no,
remember.
he started when the show premiered, I believe.
Okay, so he was premiered.
So it's like 80, not wow, not 86, 68.
And by the time we started watching in like the 90s and thousands, he was like hardly on, which is sad because he had
Yeah,
like a
which is
decent
sad
amount.
because he was like part of the founding family on one of the founding families of the show. So
Can't get old. Not allowed to get old, or you don't have a
no, but
job,
like, but
or you get
really,
back burner.
yeah, you get back burner. You should the doctor.
Yeah.
Come on.
So he mentioned marries, good Lord. He mentions Ivan Kipling, maybe innocent of the murders that are happening with this Laurel and some other one.
Hmm.
Tracy says that Ivan tried to kill her. Tracy's the one that's obsessed with Larry. I think she might be maybe using this to like get Larry to like, you know, kind of be protective of her or whatever.
Hmm.
We have Bo and Dee Dee are on, and she's in the hospital about to have some kind of eye surgery. She's blind, I guess. So her sister Joy brings her, I made note that it was a creepy panda bear. It didn't look like a panda bear. I
No, it
didn't know what it
didn't.
looked like. I don't even think it looked like a bear. Um, and then we have that Chip. I guess Chip knew where she was because he calls her at the hospital somehow in her
Yeah,
sister's room.
that was just realized
Like,
that you
okay.
can't just do that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Delilah and Bo. I thought he called her Lila at first, but I don't know. Maybe he does for
Yeah,
Sue.
I heard Lila, but I know it's Delilah.
right, because they said Delilah later, and I'm like, oh, Delilah. I'm like, maybe I misheard,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Maybe he just gives her a
Um,
nickname.
and I guess Delilah was involved with them maybe because she basically says like, oh, you and Dee Dee deserve to be happy, blah blah blah.
Hmm.
Um, and we have Nikki and Bobby are at some kind of party, either party or a club. I don't know what they were doing. Um, and we have like these scam artists like Margie and some guy, I didn't catch his name,
Yeah, I didn't catch
are
the other
like,
guy's name.
I guess because she's Victoria Lord, I guess they planned on like drugging her and taking her whatever money she has on her. I don't know if that was the
Yeah.
plan. But it seems like they're gonna mess with Vicky. We have Stella who was involved with Bobby. She seems to like Bobby, but Bobby seems to be into this girl, Lisa.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know much about them besides what we saw, so I have to look more into that. All right. So yeah, apparently Bobby is working this party, I guess, and Stella's mad about it.
Hmm.
Dee Dee, I don't know what transplant Dee Dee was getting. Was she getting like a pair of eyes? Like I don't
I guess a cornea transplant.
a cornea transplant? I was confused by that. Um,
I didn't think
well,
it was a transplant. I thought it was just like something to reverse like the blindness, but
they mentioned transplant, so I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. And anyway, eyes. She needs eyes. Um, Cool and the gang is at this party. Vicky asks a dude to hold her when Clint comes in because she's like, I think she thinks that Clint is trying to get Vicky out of
Hmm.
her, but so she's like doing anything to piss him off.
Yeah.
Um, Margie targets Clint, that lady, that scam lady, whatever.
Hmm.
She drugs his drink when she's talking to him, and they take him outside, and whatever. The dude bashes him in the head.
Yeah.
Um, Nikki sees them take Clint outside. The dude jumps Clint, and knocks him out. Nikki and Bobby fight Margie and the scam dude.
Which knockout drag out.
It was, it was
That
pretty
was
good,
great.
right? It was. Um, we have this man Theo that's around. He talks to the detective about what was going down, but we don't see this Theo again, so I don't know if he was like a regular character or just like a recurring.
Hmm.
Um, Nikki and Bobby talk. He's her jam man, he says. And she like wants to do something for him because I guess they're like best friends. They had really good chemistry, by the way. I was
They
like, I wouldn't
really
have been.
do. Like Erica
Yeah,
Slazak and Blair Underwood have really good. Like they really
yeah.
they're very good in scenes together.
She wants to. She's like, maybe I should take like a high school, like I don't know, it was high school or some kind of equivalency test or
Like
whatever.
a GED.
Yeah. Just to like help him out, whatever.
Yeah, because he mentioned
Um,
Villanova, and I was like, oh.
yeah.
And they
Villanova
mentioned
shout out.
Philadelphia Main Line and all that. I was like, I know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I know all this.
Clint wakes and he and Nikki have like a moment of like she's like being nice to him. I guess they treated each other like shit for the past few months because of course he wants Victoria back, his woman. And
Mhm.
where are the kids? Joey and Kevin, where they at? We haven't
That's a good
mentioned
question. Yeah. Where is
we
Joey and
haven't
Kevin?
mentioned them. We haven't seen them, but we know they're
Yeah.
there. I
And
thought that was kind of odd.
I'm guessing Vicky, well, Nikki, I'm guessing Nikki's not pregnant with Jessica yet. Because she would be born
Mm-mm.
this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jessica would be born this year.
Interesting.
But I forgot what month. I'm thinking September.
Um, so Asa is on some, I think he went to some island, wherever Pamela is.
Hmm.
Um, and they talk. She says, come before it's too late. So she's like playing him kind of because she found out that he's actually Asa and that he's
Hmm.
been living two lives. Um, and then he's Jeb to her and Asa here. Jeb. Who comes up with a name Jeb? Like, what?
Jeb.
Uh, Pamela tells her
Was Jeb Bush
dad,
a thing back then?
I don't know. I've never heard of a Jeb.
That's the only
Um,
Jeb I know, Jeb Bush.
Pamela tells her dad he is an imposter, um, and that he's like Asa Buchanan, whatever. Um, Chip told Joy he was a hitman sent to be sent to kill Bo. So I don't know what was happening with the storyline, but it's very interesting.
I don't know. It's not. It sounds good.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see. But I guess the storyline's going to lead Bo out of town since you said he goes to days soon, right?
Yeah.
Um, Pamela wants to punish Asa. Her dad says don't do it. Nikki gives Clint breakfast in bed. And it took her 2 hours to make it. I'm like, what the hell did she make? Um, Woody is with Asa, so I don't know why they're together. Um, but he's with him on the island. And he's the one that directed that movie too, which I'm like, this Woody's involved in a lot for only being on for a year.
Yeah.
Tina reads about Asa, so we just see her on like a plane, I guess
Hmm.
flying home to Landview. Um, Dorian tells this woman, Connie, no wait, tells Connie she isn't working with Asa anymore and that she wants her as an assistant, like a personal assistant.
Hmm.
All right. This Connie lady, I like her. I wonder if she does more. But she takes the job.
Hmm.
Tina drops the paper. Oh, this I forgot. She did hire her because Tina drops the paper on Dorian. They have some exchange of words.
That was
Um,
good.
Connie burns Tina and Dorian hires her. She's like, oh, okay, I like you. I guess because she was giving attitude to Dorian and whatever.
Yeah.
Back on the island, I forget what the island's called, but I have it in a minute.
Oh,
Um,
oh, I know the name, but I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. I know it begins with an M.
yes,
It's not Moderna. The one that,
Malakeva,
or whatever that one was, where they go over the waterfall. That's not. It's not the same island.
Malakeva, it's called Malakava. I
Melakeva.
don't know how to
Yeah,
say it.
Melakeva is
Yeah.
the name of the island.
So we have a Jean-Claude there. He's gonna come over. Pamela acts sick when Asa arrives. Um, Pamela apologizes to Jeb slash Asa. He's like, nothing matters, don't talk, blah blah blah. She basically fakes her death. Oh. Yeah.
Oh.
And yeah, she's friends with Tina somehow, and I don't know how. So I wonder if Tina is the one, since we saw Tina coming home, I wonder if Tina's the one that told Pamela the truth about Asa.
That's what I'm thinking.
And why would she do that? Like, that's what I mean. Like, Tina, I don't understand Tina's motives, but we didn't see the beginning of the story, so I guess we don't
Hmm.
really know exactly what she's doing. But I know she's against Asa. She doesn't like Asa at all, it seems like. He must have
Hmm.
screwed her in the past somehow. Um, so Dee Dee is scared that she won't be able to see anymore. But she has the surgery and she's fine. She can see.
When she was
Everything doesn't
like, when they were like, okay, well, let's take it off. She was like, no. I was like, get on with it already. We know you can see.
right. I know. She's like, no, I'm afraid I won't be able to see. So what are you gonna keep that on your eyes
So
for the
just
rest
keep
of
on
your
the
life?
eyes. Like, what?
Yeah. We find out that Joy is still seeing this guy, Chip, who's bad
Hmm.
news. We think. We don't really know
We
about him.
think.
I guess if he was a hitman, I guess he is bad news. Um, oh, Pamela. Oh, she didn't fake her death yet. Pamela gets clippings with Asa all over them, and he says there are lies, and he cries. So basically, like, she's like, "What's this?" And that's basically when she fakes her death. I guess she wanted him to feel guilty, and he does. It worked.
Yeah.
She did a good job. Um, Clint talks to Nikki about them fighting constantly, and Uh, she says she feels very protective of him when she saw him get like brought out and stuff. So,
Hmm.
and that's because she's actually Vicky. That little part of her is
Hmm.
getting. So yeah, they're getting. Everybody's getting ready to go to the premiere of the movie Backfire. Clint asks Nikki to go. Um, we find out Dee Dee can see. Um, Pamela is mourning Jed basically because he was Asa and she's sad about it. Mimi and Lila get ready for the movie premiere. Tracy, I put Tracy giving single white female vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like she's the killer. I don't know much about this story, but
I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? Now that you mentioned, I'm thinking that too because isn't
she's
that the
giving me
same
killer vibes.
character who like pushed down that like there was like a whole like stand of like flowers or something like that, and she pushed it
Yeah,
down. It was at the very beginning of like the episodes, and she pushed it
yeah,
down.
yeah, because I guess because Mimi was going to the premiere with Larry, or they're involved somehow. Um, he hears the song from Frank Sinatra, "I'll Be Seeing You," and it bothers her. Like she's like, I heard this before and I don't know where.
Mhm.
I'm guessing she's involved in the murders, not the murders particularly, but like something in that storyline. Because
Mhm.
later on she remembers that she heard it with like Ivan or whatever,
Yeah.
whoever this Ivan is and wherever he is, I don't know. Tracy and Delilah talk about the crush that she has on him, and she's jealous, and she's just trying to bring it out of her. Um, so I made another note too, and this was weird. So did you see Elena is
Hmm.
played by Tanya Walker?
Yeah. I thought that was her.
That is her. Yeah, how could, yeah, it's definitely her. So I was confused and I looked it up and I'm like, oh, maybe she was this Elena before she was Alex.
Yeah, for sure I was all enough.
Well, I looked it up and it doesn't even have her listed as Elena or on One Life to Live in the 80s. It says she didn't
Oh.
come till 1990, but I know it's her. It's Tanya Walker.
It looks
I
just
guess it's
like
just
her.
right. Um, so this Elena person who is Alex in the future, um, and some blonde woman are on, and she's going on a date with this guy, Pete, this blonde woman. And this blonde woman gets like this. I didn't catch her name, obviously. I keep on, I think her name's Sherry, maybe. I think her name was Sherry,
I didn't
and
catch it either.
she gets some kind of prank call. So I guess she's involved with this murder thing. I don't know what this prank caller is the
Hmm.
killer. I don't know. Something weird's going on though. I'm very intrigued by what is
Yeah.
happening. Tracy fantasizes about Larry. Um, and in the fantasy, he gives, oh no, no, in real life, actually, I'm sorry. He gives Mimi an award, like to be cute,
Hmm.
which I thought was nice. Asa is feeling guilty for having two lives. Pamela's dad finds him and goes off on him. Sherry gets a crank call. Pamela's dad tells Asa off. And I put, who is Woody? Because he's everywhere. So it's Bo's best friend, and I guess that's why he's with Asa, because Asa's
Hmm.
Bo's dad. I don't know. And they basically kick Asa off the island. And he says no, he will not go. He wants to be at like Pamela's funeral or
Yeah.
whatever. But then he ends up going. Um, oh, Asa leaves. Nikki borrows Vicky's dress for the premiere. I thought that was funny. And it's her own clothing, but whatever. Um, Pamela says she's going to Landview. Clint seems to charm Nikki because I guess, I guess he's realizing he can't get through to Vicky, so he might as well go with Nikki, and then hopefully Vicky comes out. And we have a Janet from another planet moment where Vicky talks to her personality in the mirror.
Well, that was before Janet from Another Planet was a
It
thing.
is. Yeah, it is. Nikki and Clint have it out. Bo tells Tina off, and Dorian grabs Tina as well. Everybody's telling Tina off at the
Hmm.
premiere. Um, but that's the thing, like, so we didn't see what she did to these people. Well, we kind of know what she did to Dorian because she kind of screwed her over in the Vicky personality one that we did,
Yeah.
if you remember. She locked or not didn't lock her in the basement, but brought her down and all that stuff, and
Uh
Dorian
huh.
got busted. Um, Tracy and her Aunt Demona fight about Ivan Kipling. Um, and they also mention again that he's not the killer. So I'm guessing this Ivan is not the killer.
Hmm.
Um, and I just want to know how he's involved though with everything. Um, Pamela has a flashback of Tina talking to her about getting even with Asa.
Hmm.
Everyone gathers for the movie premiere. Mimi questions Tracy about her dress. Um, I guess because she was supposed to wear a different dress,
Yeah.
and Tracy fucked with it. I guess because it looked really. I don't know. I can't. I don't understand why she would fuck with the dress, but it doesn't look as good as she did in that dress. I don't know. Um, Larry says, "Be nice." She lost her parents in an accident. Larry's very protective of her. I guess because she doesn't really have anybody in town except for her aunt, who she doesn't get along with.
Yeah. And Larry.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Larry's being too nice.
I think he
Um,
is too. I really do.
he is like I feel like he's given her a reason to be crazy in a way.
Hmm.
Um,
The door wide
Chip,
open.
uh-huh. Chip goes to Bo for help to keep him alive because I guess he thinks, or somebody's supposedly after him trying to kill him.
Hmm.
Now, I guess Bo isn't a cop at this time.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
I guess not because he mentioned even going to the police, so I don't even think he's involved with that. And I know they were like cowboys, but I'm like, is that a job? Remember, like I remember seeing flashbacks of all of them on a horse, or something, like him, Clint, and Asa or something. So I don't know if we're
Yeah, well,
gonna
you
see
know the
that in this
Buchanans were
year.
supposed to be like the Ewings, so
Asa and Dorian go home, and I guess Asa's having like a party, like an after party for the movie, because I
hmm.
guess because you said it's Woody's his friend. I don't know. But they didn't even they were at the premiere, but didn't actually go to see the movie. They just left because Asa was upset and all that jazz. Which is funny because didn't Pamela end up going to the premiere? She
Yeah,
showed
because
up.
like
Yeah,
because Tina was trying to get I guess a reporter guy to stay
yeah, yeah. I was confused
because
with
of
that
that.
too.
Because
Oh, is that what it
Pamela,
was?
yeah, I think because of Pamela, yeah.
Okay. And they seem sweet. They seem kind of sweet together, Dorian and Asa. They have good
Hmm.
chemistry. Um, so yeah, you mentioned that Pamela sees Tina. Everyone raves about the movie. They praise Woody. He thanks Bo and Mimi. Asa seems depressed because of, what he went through with Pamela.
Hmm.
She done her job. Um, Dorian's very like positive, like helping him through it, and like Tina and Pamela talk about their plan against Asa, which we don't really know what it is, except for she faked her death at this point. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
she's gonna haunt him. You think that's where
Mm.
it's heading? I can't imagine what else, it would be. Although she's like right out in front of everybody. So don't you
Yeah.
see, I don't know how this works. Like, does everybody know this Pamela? Or I don't know. I'm confused.
I don't know.
'Cause if everybody knows her, then how could she fake haunting him? So maybe nobody knows her and he would just fly to this island, see
Hmm.
her, and then fly back. So maybe this Pamela is like a new character.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I'll have
thinking.
to. I'll have to look, unless there's any fans out there that may know.
Comment below.
Um, Let us know. Oh, Larry praises Mimi's performance, and Tracy hears it, and she doesn't look happy. She looks
Mm-mm.
murderous. Um, Nikki also, I didn't catch this. Did you notice, like, Nikki saw somebody, and she's like, "Where do I know her from?" She
Yeah, I
saw,
saw that.
was it Pamela she was talking about, or somebody else? Do you know?
I have no idea. I thought it was just a
So
random
yeah, she was just
person.
on her way out, and she's like, "Where do I know her from?" And then she walked out. So something's going on with this Nikki, and
Mhm.
that and the song. It's gonna come into
Yeah.
play later. Tracy talks smack about Mimi. Larry's like, "Simmer down. Be nice." And they say that she wasn't like very friendly with her aunt, so they think that she's like using this as kind of a like in with Larry more.
Hmm.
Um, Pamela, oh, I made note that Pamela knew um Asa, well, thought Asa was Jeb for 10 years, which I was like, okay, so Asa had to be apparently flying back and forth. So Pamela must have just come on recently. Tina tells her about Asa and Dorian. She did not know. I think she was gonna go tell Asa she was alive,
Hmm.
and then she showed her the paper with Asa and Dorian dating or whatever it was.
Hmm.
Tina says Pamela is the only one that can bring Asa down. Um, oh, this is where I made note with the Lisa. I didn't catch the other dude's name that was involved with Lisa, Stella, and Bobby. There's another guy the other guy is interested in, wait, Stella wants Bobby, and this other guy wants Lisa. But Bobby and Lisa are trying to get together or dating or something. So I don't know exactly what's going on with that. We didn't get too much of that, but maybe in the next batch of episodes we'll see something. Tracy finds out that Aunt Ramona is dead. She was electrocuted
Dun dun dun.
accidentally.
Accidentally.
um, Tina warns Pamela that Asa is bad news and he was married 4 times and all this stuff and whatever. Sherry, that weird blonde lady, is still upset about those phone calls, so I guess she thinks somebody's coming to town or she's getting stalked or some shit. And I think she's in hiding as it is, although they don't hide really well because she's at the premiere.
Yeah.
Chip and Joy had left and they went, I don't know where they're staying, but they're at like maybe like what is it called when they're in hiding? Like a police
Witness protection.
witness protection type situation.
Hmm.
They hear a noise, they find out there's a cop there and he's like, "Oh, we heard a prowler." I don't know what's happening with that. Asa tells Dorian that she could do better um than him, whatever. I guess he's still feeling depressed and Dorian's really being a good shoulder to lean on.
Hmm.
Nikki tells Clint that Vicky is trying to get out.
Yeah.
Um, and he's still acting like, he's very into Nikki and all that stuff. Then she
Hmm.
mentions that Frank Sinatra song, I'll Be Seeing You Again. And she said something about it played at the sanitarium and in a car crash. So Vicky must have gone to the sanitarium for a bit.
Hmm.
Remember, I think in that batch of episodes or in the other Vicky splits for stuff, they were talking about going to a sanitarium. So I guess she did.
Hmm.
Probably took a vacation in real life and then came back in this storyline. And it wasn't, so
Hmm.
maybe that Ivan person like escaped the sanitarium.
Hmm.
I don't know. And then she heard the song, whatever. And then maybe that other person was involved too in the one that looked familiar to her.
Yeah.
And she can't remember because she different personalities.
Yeah, because she's Nikki, not Vicky.
Now she only has two personalities
At
still,
this
right? That we
point,
know.
she has two. It's on
Two.
until the 90s where she
She
has
has five.
Jean, Tommy,
Tommy.
Victor, Princess,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Tori.
So it seems like Ace having the after party to this premiere, whatever. Um, Delilah and Mimi talk about Tracy using the aunt's death to get Larry.
Hmm.
And it seems like she is because Tracy's like, hold me to Larry. Um, and then Tracy says to him that she thinks that her aunt was murdered. But then she gave like a look too, and I'm like,
He did
what's
give
this
a
look?
look.
I'm afraid to look anything up because I don't want like to spoil it if it's coming up, you
Nah,
know?
yeah, I don't want to spoil myself either.
Yeah, and
Though I
and
can look
at
at 1985 and probably not get spoiled.
yeah, you can read that in the book, and then you can
Yeah.
talk about it next time. And then Clint and Nikki seem to be close, and then they dance and stuff, and that's all I got. That's all we saw pretty much.
Yep.
So I definitely needed One Life to Live back in my life. Right in the first like 10 minutes, I think I started texting you. I was like, "Wait till you see it. It's so good." I was very into it. Uh, but got anything else to add to One Life to Live for this week?
Nope. I can't wait to see some more One Life to Live. This was really good stuff.
I know. It's so fun having it back in my life.
Hmm.
And starting from 1986, so then we can see many
Yeah.
years, hopefully. I
Now,
don't know
was
what's
this
out there.
Paul Roush? Was this
I
was
don't
he?
know. I didn't look at any of
You know, because
behind
we
the
don't have
scenes
any we
really.
don't have any any closing credits
Mm-mm.
in our watch. So I'm just gonna
No,
look
but
up.
yeah, we can look it up.
Yeah, I'll look up the closing credits. I know they have it there because like people love that theme song, but
Yeah.
which that theme song is just it just kills.
Well, we'll look at some more behind the scenes stuff that we can find out for the next one. But thanks for joining us this week on Queers and Soaps, One Life to Live edition. We'll bring you some more in the coming weeks. We're working on a bunch of stuff, so and feel free to donate if you're liking what you see. We are asking for some funds for some behind the scenes stuff like this platform and whatever. Any little bit will help. Um, have a good one, everyone. Bye.
Bye.